Hello students, today we're going to be learning about how to use your Seesaw account. Please watch this video with either a parent or a guardian who is an adult in your house who can help you through some of these steps and so they can see also how to use Seesaw. First of all, we want to make sure that we sign into our Seesaw account. There's a couple of different ways to sign into Seesaw. The first way is to sign into Seesaw using a computer. That is a desktop computer that has a keyboard with it, like a Chromebook or a MacBook. Another way that you can use Seesaw is by signing into an iPad using the Seesaw app. If you are using a desktop, go to the Seesaw sign-in page. You will get there by going to app.seesaw.me. You might need an adult or guardian to help you put this into this address bar up here in the top. We're going to be selecting I'm a student. If you are using an iPad instead, you're going to want to make sure that you have the class app. You're going to have to ask a home helper to help you download or get this class app on your iPad. There are two different apps that are available for Seesaw. There is a family app, which is what parents or guardians use, and the class app. We're going to want to make sure that as a student, we sign into your class app. Once you have your app and you click on it or tap on it on your screen, you're going to get this same screen right here that says Seesaw, I'm a student. When we click on I'm a student in Seesaw, you're going to want to sign in with a special code that your teachers are going to give you. This code is called a home learning code, and it looks like this. And it will be given to a parent or guardian from your teacher. It has all of the instructions on how we're going to be signing in to your account. Every single student at Albuquerque Public Schools has a special code that's going to get you into your class. It's a really long code and it's right here, and this is the one we're going to use. So I'm going to sign into my Seesaw account right now. Back on this home screen, I'm going to put that code that we just saw on our paper into this spot right here that said text code. Then I'm going to click on the word go. I'm now inside my Seesaw classroom. Over here on the left, there is a big space, which is going to be our journal space. That is where all of our finished work is going to show up. Over here on the right, there's going to be 3 tabs. The first tab is Journal. Over here in the middle tab, these are going to be our activities. These are assignments that our teacher has assigned to us. Over here on the far right is an Inbox. This is where my teacher is going to give me any announcements. So we're going to start here on this Add button that has a plus sign on it, and when we click or tap on this, it's going to take us into all of the different tools that you can use when you are using Seesaw. We're going to start up here in the top, and we're going to look at the photo option. The first time you click on this icon, your computer may ask you if you would like to allow the use of the camera by Seesaw. You're going to want to say yes, you allow. When I click on this icon, I will be taken to a place where I can take my picture. You can take a picture of yourself, or you can turn your camera around and take pictures of any items that are around you. If you have an iPad, you just need to tap on one of these icons and it will take a picture for you. Or if you are using a device, the same thing, you just need to click on it. So when you're ready to take a picture, you're going to click on that icon and your image is going to come up. There are a bunch of different tools here that we can use on top of an image, but I'm going to wait and show you those when we go over the drawing options. When you are ready, click on this check, and anytime you click on a green check, that means that you are turning in your assignment to the journal on Seesaw. Now you can see that my image here is in my journal space. If you notice here on the top, this is waiting for my teacher approval, so it will not be posted to my class until my teacher has approved it. So let's go up to this Add button, and we're going to look at the other tools that we can use in Seesaw. The next set of tools is the drawing tools. These tools allow you to draw on the screen. If you have an iPad or a Chromebook that has a touch screen, you'll be able to draw on top of this space using these tools below. If you have a desktop, you can still draw, but you're going to have to use the mouse. Here on the bottom are our drawing tools. Let's start here and look at how all of these drawing tools are different. The first tool is the pencil tool. This tool allows you to make thin lines. The second tool is the pen tool. These lines will be thicker and a little more clear. The third tool is the highlighter tool. If you notice here on the right, every time I click on a new tool, you can see that there are different colors here. If you click on this color bar, you can choose which color you would like to use, and then that will be the color of the tool. On a highlighter, you'll notice that it can go over text or over other lines in the drawing, and you can see through it. The fourth tool is the glow pen. When you select a color for the glow pen, the line will actually be white and the color will be on the outside of the pen instead. If you would like to erase any mistakes, you can choose this eraser and you'll be able to erase those lines. If you double tap or double click any of these items, you can change the size of them, or if you double tap the eraser, you can erase the entire drawing. This is true for any of these tools to change the size. In any of the tools, you'll be able to change the color. Here on the far left side, there are some extra tools. The top one is called labels. With labels, you can create text on top of the drawing background. You'll see a blinking cursor here and you'll be able to type some type of text. You can also change the color of the text with the same color bar here on the right. If I go back to the text and I click on it once, there will be 3 dots that show up here on the bottom. If I click these 3 dots, I can change the style of my writing, the style of my text box, and where the text lines up inside the box. From this menu, I can also move this text box in front or behind other objects on the screen. I can create a link to a different site or location. I can lock this text box, create a copy of it, or delete it. With a drawing tool, you also have the option to record. If I click on this record button, I will be able to record while I am completing an activity or drawing on the screen. I'm going to click on the microphone icon, and now it's going to ask me if I want to start recording. 1 plus 2 is 3. I just recorded myself explaining how to add 2 numbers together, and I'm going to click done when I am finished. You're going to notice that there's a play icon here, and when I push on the play icon, you're going to see on the screen is 3. So I just saw the recording of me explaining what I was doing on the screen. This is how the record icon works. Down on the bottom, you're going to notice a hand icon, and this means there's something on the screen that I'm able to move. So if I tap or click and hold onto this image, I can move it on the screen. I can also take a picture and use all of these tools on top of it, just like we previously did with the photo option. And here are 3 dots. These 3 dots allow you to add shapes, a background, or links onto your drawing. If I click on shapes, there are a bunch of different shapes, and you can scroll down. You can also see that there are 1s, 10s, and 100s cubes. There's musical notes and plus, minus, multiplication symbols that you can use. When you are done adding a shape, you just click off, and you'll be able to move those shapes around on top of your drawing screen. I'm going to select those 3 dots again, and this time choose background. When I choose a background, you can either choose a solid background, or towards the bottom, there are some different backgrounds that fade into some different colors. Included are backgrounds for writing lines and math graph paper, as well as music lines. Once I am happy with my picture and I'm ready to turn it into my journal, I can choose that green check mark again to add it. Once again, this activity is waiting for my teacher approval, and I notice that all of my items have been turned in through the journal space. Now let's look at video. With video, this is very similar to a combination of the microphone as well as the camera. So I can choose one of these icons and I will be able to record my screen. I'm going to say hello on the video. And when I'm done with the video, I click on that icon in the top right corner to say done. If you notice on a video, I can add labels. I can add more sound on top of it. I can add an image on top of it, and those background and shape tools. If I want to come back and finish this activity later, I can save this as a draft. You'll notice on this activity that I am saved this as a draft. And if I want to go back and edit this to turn it in later, I can click on this edit button, make any changes on this screen, and then turn it in. If I'm unhappy with any activity that I've turned into my journal, I can click on these three dots down here in the bottom, and I can delete this item. Make sure you really want to delete that because you can't get it back. The three top tools in Seesaw are very similar, but now we're going to look at the three here on the bottom, which are a little bit different. The first option here is to upload a file. You can upload a file from your computer or from Google Drive. Click on whatever item you would like to upload and hit select. Once the file has uploaded on the screen, you're going to notice you can use the same tools on top of that file before you're able to turn it in. You can select Note and type in notes here for your journal, turning it in the same way as other activities. And the last option here is the ability to turn in a link. So if you have a website link, that means if you go to another site and you copy the link, you can write that in and paste it to your teacher. For all activities, even uploading a document or adding a link, you will still be able to add text, record, or other images before you turn them into your journal. Now that we're done looking at how to use those tools to add items to our journal, let's go over to the Activities tab here to look at the assignments and activities that have been assigned to me by my teacher. In my Activities tab, I'm going to see all of my activities here on the side, and I'm going to be able to go through which ones I have to do by clicking this button. I can click on any activities I have in progress that are in draft mode, and any of the activities that I have done and completed and turned in. On the To-Do tab, all of the activities I have to complete need to be completed from the bottom going up to the top. The oldest activities that need to be completed are on the bottom, and the newer activities that need to be completed later are on the top. To get to an activity, click on the title of the activity right here. In this new screen, I can see the instructions that I need to complete here in writing. I can play the audio version of the instructions. Click the Add Response button. And here on the side, I can either see a completed example of what my teacher wants me to turn in, or there may be a video that I can click on that will show me the instructions and how to complete the work. I can close this window by going to this X. Inside this activity, I'm going to click on the Add Response button, which is where I can complete the instructions. Your teacher may have sent out a worksheet or template that you will need to complete for your activity. You can use all of the tools here on the side and on the bottom that we had mentioned previously. If you forgot the instructions, you can click on this top bar and the instructions, written, audio, and examples will be available. I'm going to complete this assignment, and when I'm ready to turn it in, I can click on this checkbox. And when I go back to the Activities tab, you're going to see that that activity is no longer here in my to-do activities. It has been moved over to Done and Completed, as well as the answers that I put in have been put here in my journal. I see that in my journal, this activity is waiting for my teacher approval. Once this activity is in my journal, I can add a comment. I can use the record icon right here. Click on the icon. I can leave a voice comment for my teacher where it's pending my teacher approval here again, just like the activity. Or I can add a comment that I type in, and I'm able to post that to my teacher. The Seesaw activities may need to be completed with a background or with other tools. Some templates that teachers create are going to be more than 1 page long. Make sure you look over here on the very far right side of an activity to see if there is more than 1 page that you will need to complete for that activity. So previously we had looked in our journal and we had turned in all of our work and we were waiting for our teacher to approve it. If I go to all of my activities now, I notice that my waiting for teacher approval is no longer visible, which means my teacher has looked at and reviewed all of my activities. Now you'll notice that there are some notifications here on my inbox, which has a 4 on it. So when I click on this inbox, I'm going to notice that there are messages and notifications. Messages are from my teacher to the entire class as a class announcement. If I click on notifications, in notifications, I can see all of the different messages my teacher has sent me for my work. Sometimes teachers will send back your work for your review. If I click on that item, I'll be able to look at any comments that my teacher has left me. I noticed that I had posted something to the journal that wasn't part of any assignments. Now I can go up here and edit this activity if I need to fix it, or I can find this activity in my journal and delete the item. Going back to notifications in my inbox, I can also see when my item has been updated and turned back in. I can see any comments that my teacher has left for any of my activities. And I can see any time that my teacher has liked one of my items with the heart icon right here. Remember to check your notifications to see any comments or feedback about your work. Don't forget to also check your messages in case your teacher has left you a classroom message here to the entire class. My teacher has sent me a message that we will have a Google Meet. There may be links or other information that your teacher may have sent you. Parents will also have the option to look at your work and to look at messages using their own Family Seesaw app. So the next section of this video will be for any parents or guardians who will be helping you use Seesaw. As a parent or guardian, a teacher can invite you to see your child's work through their journal. There is a separate app or a separate sign-in for parents or guardians that will allow you to see student work, make comments, or send private messages to your child's teacher. If your child's teacher has invited you, you can go straight to the student's journal through your email, and you can sign in for an account. Or through Seesaw, you can choose I'm a family member or get the Seesaw Family app. You are going to need to sign in and create a family account the first time that you sign in, and you're going to notice that now you are going to be here as a family member. You may have more than one child's journal added, or if you have more than one child who ends up having a Seesaw account. And here you will be able to go to the home screen where you can see all of the work that has been turned in by your child. You can look at activities and you can add your own comments that the child will get, and you can post those. You can go over to the journal and you can see any of the children that you have signed up into Seesaw. So you can look at different children's classes or accounts and journals. You can toggle here between different children and different classes, or a child whose teacher has not invited you to be a parent in that class. You can go here to the Add Child button, and you can add that class link or QR code to add that child to your Family Seesaw account. In addition to the journal area, family members also have an inbox. In the inbox, you will receive notifications when a new activity or assignment has posted for your child, and you will be able to go to Messages, where a teacher can send messages to parents and guardians. In this space, you will see all of the different messages that have been sent by the teacher, and the teacher can send private messages to the family member's account. You can also message the teacher back privately. Hit send, and that will be a private message between you and your child's teacher.